a chat and join me today. Out in my workshop, I'm tinkering away. Wand above staring down on me. Wonder what my next project will be. Working on my Johnson, my Mercury Mark 10. Firing up my StarCraft to fish again. Grab your friends and your dog is too, to watch Tim's Workshop on my YouTube. Hey, welcome to Tim's Workshop. Out here in the mini shed, working on the Evinrude 1965 3 horsepower outboard motor. Getting ready to start the reinstall part 1. Got everything ready to go here. Well, kind of ready to go. So I'm still kind of getting everything cleaned up. So I'm gonna kind of clean it and put it together as I go here. So it's starting on the reassembly. Put it all back together and eventually put it in the barrel and do a barrel test. It's really cold out here. I got my heater on right now. Hey, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, leave comments, hit the notification bell. Give me a like, hit the old hand thing, you know, and let your friends and family know about my videos too. So let's get going on this vintage outboard motor. All right? First thing we're going to do is get this kind of organized and cleaned up here. I got everything kind of cluttered in here right now. We're going to work on the reed plate and get it cleaned up. Oh, also, I was going to show you this. I went to Harbor Freight first. And I said, yeah, I'm here to get some wire brushes, you know, the brass ones. And he went over there and the package was like this big. It's like, no, that's not what I want. So I got this at Home Depot. There's a new one over by our Costco. So I went in there and wow, pretty cool. It's a little pricey, you know, it's about 20 bucks, but you know, you get all these in one kit. I think actually for 20 bucks, that's actually a pretty good deal. We're going to use one of these to sand up this stuff, you know, get it all cleaned up. The reason you want to use brass is because this is aluminum and you want a softer material than what you're grinding. So here we go. We're going to get the exhaust plate, the reed plates, get all that stuff ready to go for gaskets. And the gaskets, I think the exhaust plate, I'll put some aircraft sealant. We'll put that on there. Head gasket and a reed plate. We're not putting any sealant on that. You're just going to put the gaskets on. The exhaust has water in the exhaust, so you want to put a sealant on that. The reeds, no, that's fuel. You don't want to put sealant on anything related to the intake manifold or carburetor. You know, you just want to put the gaskets on. All right, get this thing all cleaned up and ready to put together. So I got all these cleaned up. I used the brush with my extension that I have. It's easier if you have the extension. It actually fits on the impact. So now I got the new reed on this side. This side is the old reed and the old stop, and there's no gap. Or if there's a gap, it's very, very slight. It's within tolerance. When you put this in, you want to have this centered up. So if you see daylight, you got to move this to the middle as close as possible. And then straighten the stop. Snug it so you can look again. And look at the sides, on both sides. Make sure there's no gap, no daylight coming through. Use your flashlight if you have to. Looks good. So now we tighten this down a little bit more. Now, let's take a good look at it. These screws stick out a little bit. I didn't know that, but just a slight gap there. Now, we could flip this reed around, see if that makes a difference. But what we'll do is we'll put in, we'll get the 10,000ths here, and that's the allowance. That's a maximum gap for these, is 10 thou. Okay. Oop. So let's try this again. Okay, now let's flip this around. Oh yeah, that lays down nice and flat. I think that worked good. Okay, so good. So we're within tolerance. That looks good. Make sure these are snug. No light coming through. Make sure you have the surfaces clean. If you're getting a little bit of a gap, especially on a new reed, okay? The old reed I didn't put back on here because it was gapped really good. It was actually kind of bent. This one here was flat, but with the surface that's there in the new reed, you got to play with it. So if you have a gap, flip the reed over, okay? And that did the trick. So, and that's a new reed. The other reed on the other side, you could tell, because this is brass, this isn't. So those are good. So the next step, wow, that gasket is really cooked on there. Okay. Alrighty, well, I think that's clean enough. Put that on like that. Got the whole hole there where it needs to be. Well, I went through and was editing on this new video, and then I discovered that I was missing a part. I don't know if I didn't have the camera on for it or what, but I wanted to show you one thing that I found on this that would cause issues, I think. So we don't want to miss those kind of things. So I put this together with the gaskets. And good thing I don't use, I didn't use any kind of sealant on these gaskets. But I wanted to show you what I found on this plate. So right here, there is a hole, okay, right there. And that hole, the reason I discovered that hole is because the gasket that goes between this plate, the reed plate, and the block has a hole in it. And I'm going, where's that hole go? And then I noticed there was a hole here on the plate. So what I did, I took one of the poke your finger staples that came out of one of these bags. What did I do with it? I might have thrown them away already. But anyway, these bags. Oh, there's one. Poke in your finger things. Staple. So what I did is I took one of the staples, I straightened it out without poking myself in the finger. Straighten it out. And then I took the plate and I went to poke a hole through that, and it was clogged big time. So I took this and cleaned it out good. And then I took my flashlight, and as you can see, there's light coming through that hole. Hopefully you can see that. I can see it. So now it's unplugged. I wanted to make sure you guys saw that on the video. So now it's there. It will be there. There we go. Screw back in. Just don't tighten it down yet until you get the carburetor back on, because you don't want to smash the gasket down and leave it without the others being uniformly snug. That'll do it.